Hello, my dear ones, and welcome to the podcast of My Soul Journey. Today, we want to talk about the difference between the third, the fourth, and the fifth dimension. How can we recognize them? And what happens when we switch between the dimensions? And where are the third, fourth, and fifth dimensions actually located? These are the questions I would like to discuss with you today in my podcast. The third dimension, or also called 3D. The third dimension is the dimension that we come from, that we have been in for many years. It is our physical reality, our origin, so to speak. We have chosen to incarnate on this planet and work through our problems, our karma. We have chosen this dimension, perhaps also subconsciously, to grow, to become ready for the next rise into the fourth and then the fifth dimension. This third dimension allows us to grow spiritually because of problems, dramas, physical suffering, and pain. It is the starting point for the next dimensions, the beginning, so to speak. In this 3D, we access things that we may have forgotten from previous lives, and yet we heal old wounds. We are clearing up old stories. We go through our karma loop. Finally, we go through many ups and downs of being healed. And then we end up in this fourth dimension, in the awakening of our own spirituality. And we realize already in this fourth dimension, or 4D, that space and time are actually a construction so that we humans can orient ourselves better in this world. So we learn that time and space blur into each other and with each other. This fourth dimension is the connection between the third and the fifth dimension. It is the absolute transition and therefore not as strictly divided as the third dimension, which is very rigid in comparison, and also characterized by a very rigid behavior and rigid thought patterns. In the fourth dimension, we also realize that we ourselves are electromagnetic fields that through affirmations, thoughts, and words, we are able to bring the things into our lives that we desire and long for. So we realize a bit more what power lies within us and what immeasurable spirituality. In this fourth dimension, we also begin to understand that everything that happens in our lives and around us is a reflection of who we are, where we stand, what we think, and what we feel. It can also happen that we dive more into our dreams, that we learn to understand our dreams better, and above all, that we dream more vividly, more truthfully, and more clearly. We recognize so-called synchronicities in our lives. We realize that nothing is built on coincidences. Of course, this change from the third to the fourth dimension is also accompanied by some physical symptoms. Many of you may notice that you get tired faster, or that there are mood swings, or that you are accompanied by headaches, or even dizziness, for example. In this dimension, it also becomes clear that we are sensitive people, that we are sensitive beings, and that we seek retreat to clear ourselves of the energies that we have absorbed during the day. It is that our being goes into something new in this fourth dimension. And then we stand in the middle of this fifth dimension, in this 5D, in this higher consciousness with a higher self. So we can move into this fifth dimension already. It doesn't mean that we leave the place where we are or take a physical journey, but it means that we can switch between these states of 3D, 4D, and 5D. And the more we are connected to our higher self and recognize our higher self, and the stronger the access to it is, the more we can also dive into this consciousness of the fifth dimension. Because this fifth dimension is about opening our hearts. It's about entering the heart path, following the heart.